on this episode of Ruff Talk VR.
Hey.
Coming at you with another review of Breachers, a game that has taken the MetaQuest store by storm, I'll say. I mean, we were hyped in the lead up, but what's happened since it's released, I don't think I hear about anybody playing anything else when I hear about, hey, what are you guys playing in VR? It's Breachers. Breachers.
What are you playing tomorrow? Breachers. What do you want to play this weekend? Breachers.
So it's one that we were hyped for in the lead up. It's not often that we get really hyped for shooters, but this one, we could see right off the top had a lot of potential, and it's really cool to see the release has not disappointed. It's already got that top rated badge. I had it in a day.
Yeah, dude. It's when we get to the ratings, even those are moving by the hour.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get into that right now just so we don't skip over it, because as you can tell, I'm a little excited to get into talking about Breachers. But the game Breachers, it's made by developers and published by Triangle Factory. Really cool studio name.
Mm-hmm.
It just came out, April 13th of this past month, so a couple weeks now, and has not slowed down at all with player activity. It's 2.2 gigabytes on the official MetaQuest store. It's worth noting, while we do review the games on the Quest, that is 100% what our platform that we have is, and that we experience the games and we talk about our experience on. The game is available on Rift with cross-buy. So if you buy the Rift version, you get the Quest version, and vice versa.
You own it all.
Yep, you get the Quest you buy the Quest version, you own the Rift version. So it's cross-buy with cross-play. That's very important to mention. And it's $29.99 on the official MetaQuest store, rocking a 4.8 overall with, this is where we'll mention it's changing by the minute. When I wrote it down, it's 1,091 total ratings and 775 written reviews. But you go, dude, 10 minutes ago, that was 10 less.
Yeah, it was 1081 with 772 reviews. Mm-hmm. So it's moving.
So in full disclosure, we'll break the fourth wall. We'll say, it's Sunday right now. This review is going to come out Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the ratings and reviews are going to be at number-wise in 4 days if it moved that much in 10 minutes. That's why I think it's worth mentioning. Like, these reviews are going up literally by the minute.
90% 1 star.
Yeah, dude. The game it's simple.
90.
It's simple. But it's got a fun gameplay loop. Well, I'll say simple in the sense of...
No way, it's simple.
Well, I'll say there's not like a full-fledged story. It's not like a campaign, huge explosions, boom. It's like there's 2 game modes, but one that's really the main focus around 20 minutes. But it's just so replayable, and it's such a fun gameplay loop. That's what I meant by simple. There's not a whole bunch of different game modes and even maps. There's only 3 maps in the game, but it doesn't really take away from it at this stage.
Well, they definitely need more maps.
Mm-hmm. Down the line, yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
it is by definition a true 5 versus 5 multiplayer shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're on a team of 5.
Mm-hmm.
You're either, I call them terrorists, and
that's how it feels.
I'm going to the Counter-Strike days, but they actually call them enforcers or revolters.
Mm-hmm. And you can just tell right by the equipment layout, like the armor and everything like that.
You look like a militarized cop, or you're looking like a terrorist,
looking like an anarchist. It's like,
but it's leading up to it. The big thing I was like, it reminds me of Counter-Strike a little. Mm-hmm. So it's going to feed my CS itch.
And it did.
Yeah. I mean, it's conceptually the same friggin' thing.
Yeah. Like you said, there's 2 different game modes. There is a team deathmatch mode, which I think, you pointed out the first day we ever played, like, oh, that's the game mode to run strategy and learn how to play.
Learn how to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you pick up your shooting accuracy.
But the main gameplay mode is both are 5v5, but the one where one person's the diffuser and one person's the planter.
Unlike Counter-Strike where you have to plant the bomb or you have to defuse it, this one's more like your bomb's already planted and the enforcers have to defuse it.
Yeah, I guess that.
But they don't
You're planting
defuse it.
You're planting an EMP.
They diffuse it with an EMP device to short it out.
Yeah, your brain might think
instead of like you running up and planting the physical bomb. No.
Which would usually be the way it goes. Is that the terrorists are planting what you
the
have
bomb.
to plant. But no, in this one
or you get wiped out and you lose the round, or vice versa.
But in this one, the enforcers are planting an EMP.
Yes.
To defuse a bomb that was pre-played.
Planted.
And you have two bombs that you can defuse, either A or B. So that typical 2-location setup.
Yeah, I don't know why last week I said ABC.
It's all right.
I don't. Right afterwards too, I think I sent you a message, and I'm like, "What the hell did I say C for?"
I even meant to correct it, but then it just the flow of conversation sometimes.
But 2 bomb sites.
Yeah, 2 bomb sites, 5 on each side, and you can either win the round by completing your goal, defusing or planting, whatever, or you just kill everybody. But if you already planted the EMP as the enforcer, and then all of your guys get killed, they still have to...
Well, they have to shut it off. Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever seen one situation where somebody killed everybody and ran out of time. Oh, no, it did happen one time to us. I think we couldn't find where they planted the EMP.
Yes.
Oh, that's a... See, so it is an important aspect, too.
Because it lets you plant it anywhere in the bomb room. So you can get really creative with locate. I actually noticed the bots planted it in one of the most...
Creative spots.
I was like, okay, that's where I'm going to plant it from now on.
Because you really don't want to plant it right out in the open, because you can be sneaky with it like that. They can hear it. It beeps, and it beeps louder and faster as it's about to go off, but doesn't necessarily mean you're going to find it.
And I mean, I guess there's 2 different ways people play it right now. Is there's ones that could give a crap about the EMP, and there's ones that do. And it's like the ones that do at the end of the day are probably going to win overall.
Well, we saw that with Wands. Remember
They're playing with strategy.
Remember when we played Wands Alliance and it was that same thing? There was like that weird subset of the community that was like, oh, it's stupid to do the diffusing. Like you just have to kill it. No, screw that. Either a win's a win,
Yeah. To the competitive player, they're going to go for the planting, unless they're the revolters, in which case they're always going to. But they're going to try to wait, use the 3-2 tactic.
And there's like 2 minutes per round with 12 rounds. So if you run out of time in a round, it
swaps you mid rounds.
Yeah, after 6 rounds.
So you will play as
both sides. Yeah,
Counter-Strike competitive element there.
And if you run out of time in a round, the enforcers lose.
Oh yeah, because they didn't defuse the bomb.
Exactly. It's just important to say, it's like. It's not like it's a draw or anything. It's like if time runs. So if you're the yellow team, the Revolters, because the enforcers are all in blue. That's why I said yellow. The Revolters are all in yellow hoodies and everything like that. If time's running out, you don't need to go and hunt people down. If they're not planting the EMP, it's...
I'll tell you right now, our strategy when we're the Revolters, we're waiting for you to do your job. If you choose, because... all the enforcers will always start outside the building, and hence the name breachers. You need to breach certain walls that are clearly marked. Their tutorial actually does a really good job of explaining some of the tools and stuff you use, but you need to breach into the building, and then, your mission is to stop the bomb from exploding. But there's people that will play it with the style of just stay outdoors, because the Revolters, if they go outside, start losing health. And it'll even give you a countdown, like you're going to die in
like 10 seconds
10
or whatever.
seconds. But the other strategy I've seen people do as Revolters is they'll just go outside, and then they'll just pop back in before the timer runs out.
I got killed being outside last night, actually. I was hanging out outside a window thinking I was slick, and somebody popped out there, shot me, and just went back in. I was like, I guess that actually makes a lot of sense.
I did it to somebody because I knew they were camping outside. So I was like, wow, they're not going to do their thing. And I'm like, I got 10 seconds before I have to worry about anything. So I freaking popped out, ran forward for like 2 seconds, shot him, and then ran right back in the door.
It's a good strategy. And, you scoffed at me. You gave me a look when I said simple. Because there's so much strategy.
Yeah, it's not a simple...
Yeah, I needed to articulate a little bit better what I meant, in terms of like there's not campaign and multiple game modes and all this stupid, flashy stuff to keep you engaged. there's so much strategy and cooperation in this game. It's 5v5, so you run off and think you're going to be cute doing your own thing and screw your 4 other teammates, you're not going to win. It doesn't work like that.
No, you get picked right off.
It's very easy
but
to
you're
die.
only as good as the team and the strategies you're using.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get a mishmash team of some people who just go rogue versus, 3 people who, let's say, as enforcers are like, all right, this is what we're going to do. You already had a 2-person disadvantage. You're going to go popping into a structure, which in this case, they're all buildings. And it's like small.
Mm-hmm.
The maps are big, but it's small, confined areas, I'll say, because you're going from room to room to room. Man, you're just going to get smoked every round. You have to work as a team.
Mm-hmm. And it's not one of those shooters that you can sit there and eat a bullet storm and survive. And there's
catch a couple in the face, you're
it's
done.
done. Yeah, you can die. So boom, I've gotten one shot killed.
Going
so
to
easy.
ghost mode.
And there is there with the spectate, you follow your survived teammates, which is really cool in the spectate mode. So if you die, like you said, you go into that black and white ghost view and it lets you flip through your teammates. You can only see the enemies if they're close, like actively
if
moving,
they're killing
nearby.
one of your teammates.
Yeah, or shooting. So you can't just like call out, all right, I'm dead, but I'm going to help out my teammates, which was the first thing my brain went to. It's like, no, you can't see them. They're invisible.
You'll even, the minute you get killed too, and you go into that mode, you can still see the enemy, and then it just
disappears.
Like,
yep. And if you see them shooting, you can see them for a second, and then it'll zoom them away again. So it's like, that was a cool aspect.
Yeah, you can't really cheat.
And something we didn't even mention with this is the way it works in terms of like, I guess, game format is there's an in-game currency that you don't carry over in between full games. It's only relevant to that 12-round game.
Mm-hmm.
But you start with, 900 gold currency, and then you'll see kind of a buy screen with all the different available guns
Your
and
buy
gadgets. Yeah, your buy phase, we'll say.
They got pistols, EMGs, rifles, and shotguns.
So you start and you really can't afford anything.
You can afford a grenade.
Couple
You have
gadgets.
$900.
Yeah,
You can buy a gun.
You can buy one of the better pistols.
$500 pistol.
To be honest with you, what I usually do is that first round, if we're the revolters, I might buy some wire trippers and stuff like that. But the first thing I do is I take my free gun that they give you, that base pistol.
Yeah.
And I just buy all the attachments for it. The increased clip, the laser, because I love the laser sight in this game. That's a must-have. I buy it every round.
Of course.
But then after your first round, depending on the results of the round, I haven't quite tuned in on the formula of this gets you this amount of money, a win gets you this amount of money, getting this, a kill gets, I don't quite know. I just know I get some money at the end of the round. So at the end of, also in between, during the buy phase, if you look at your list of names at the, like right next to the buy stuff, it'll show you your minimum guaranteed amount that you're going to get next round too. So
if you win.
Yeah. So you can kind of plan your buying off of that.
Money's not the problem with this game.
No, not
by
at all.
any stretch.
Well, especially if you're getting wins, but here's the way it works. So let's say first round you get 900 and then you win. Awesome. Boom. Now you have 3,500. Now you can buy pretty much every gun or any gun that you want, any of the attachments, any of the gadgets. And you'll probably have a little bit left over. But if you die in a round, you lose what you had. So even if your team won, if you died, there's not necessarily that you're going to be banking gold all
but
the
you
time.
at least will have be able to buy a gun.
Just not always the best.
And it's important to know too, when you change teams, you're starting from scratch again.
Yep.
So even though it's one full game, but when you're done as the enforcers and it flips you to the revolters.
Yeah, your currency starts over. Your
back
gun
to 900. So
and both teams have the same guns, but different gadgets, which they do a great job in the tutorial. We commented about this last Monday, that they say it's a 30-minute tutorial when you first load in. It's like a 15, but
15.
It's very well done. They teach you everything with the game, except one aspect that I can't remember if they taught how to do in the tutorial. I don't know if they taught how to do the swinging on the...
I think they did.
I feel like they might have too.
I'm pretty sure they did, because that's how you go in.
I feel like they did too.
But for some reason,
I can't remember how to do it.
If you don't do it right when you start playing, you don't even think about it.
No.
Because Yeah, again, you have to breach your way into these buildings, so
Mm-hmm.
you have limited options. You can, punch like the window area
Mm-hmm.
that's all boarded up,
You
and
can
it'll
shoot it.
break. You can shoot it. You can use an exploding foam, which is really cool,
Well,
which is really important for like dropping in from ceilings and shit like
because
that.
some doors can only, and some
Yeah,
areas can
you
only
can't
be
shoot 'em.
broken with that breaching foam.
Correct.
And only the team that only the blue team, the enforcers, only they have breaching foam as well.
And every gadget can be disarmed.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've got tripwires up, which are really awesome,
Mm-hmm.
if the enemy notices that, they can just shoot at it like 3 or 4 times, and then they have
blow up.
door blockers,
Proximity sensors.
yeah, which are all useful.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, what's cool is, I mean, the game's new, so right now you don't really have people, I think, running legit good strategies. Like if it were me and I was running a 5-man team as the enforcers, round 1, everyone buys a grenade.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, don't buy anything but a grenade. Everyone's got the same guns. 5 grenades are wicked powerful.
Well, this is
in a game where you're throwing them into small rooms. So
I've also felt like when you're the breachers, when you're the blue team, like sticking together is so essential. The times that it's a
You
team
have
of
to.
5, well, you say that, but a lot of times people don't.
Well, no, I'm saying if you want to run good strategy,
Yeah, you
and
gotta be
wanna-
together.
You want to actually win all the time, then you have to. It's like,
I feel like you're better off splitting up when you're the yellow team.
again, I'll use the same Counter-Strike strategy. If you're the terrorist, you use the 3-2. It's like you send 3 to one bomb site that you think they're going to go to,
Yep.
and you keep 2 at the other.
Which a great thing about this game is because when you're them, like I said, both teams have different gadgets. When you're breaching, you have more like breaching foam, those type of gadgets. A drone to be able to, fly without you, to kind of, spy around. Whereas the yellow team, they have more like door blockers,
Anti-measures
Yes,
to
yep.
keep your ass from coming in.
So oftentimes, if, let's say we're hanging at A, defending A, I'll load up at B, proximity sensors, trip
so you
mines.
know.
So yeah, exactly. I'm either going to see them walking into the one that I'm guarding, or I'm going to freaking hear them. And you've gotten really good, like I said, putting the stuff at the bottom.
Yeah, I
of
put
the
it,
doorway.
I put it foot level.
Yeah, because you can put this, you go to put a trip mine on the doorway, you can put it eye level, but they're going to see that. But if you put it right by the toesy toes,
And
they ain't gonna
enemies
see
can
it.
see the laser that it emits, because it does like a laser beam that when the enemy walks over, it blows up. And
Same thing with the laser attachment on your gun.
mm-hmm.
They can see that. So
Of course.
oftentimes, if I'm hiding in a corner somewhere, I'll have the laser pointed at the ground, because if I'm aiming, like, they're going to know I'm there.
Yep.
But you can
around
also
the corner.
But you can also turn the laser off on your gun, on and off. If you grab it with your shooting hand, and you do the secondary, grip with it too, with your second hand, and then you press the trigger on your left controller, it'll flip the laser on and off. So that's pretty cool too.
I just leave it on.
I usually leave it on. If I don't want them to see it, I just point it down.
And one of the coolest things they've added to this game, which, they've done their job to separate it from the rest, is if you're an enforcer, since you start outside and most of these structures have multiple levels, you can use a grappling hook. And like, it's so cool. You basically choose the spot where, above you that you want to go, and it'll highlight green, and then you press the trigger, and then you just move your joystick up, and it starts wall walking you up. It also, you can rappel off of any top of structure. So if it starts you off on a roof structure and you want to rappel down, just put your hand on the ledge and push up, and it automatically, there's no like, because when I knew they were using grappling hooks, I was like, oh man, am I going to have to do all sorts of, like, be in control of that hook? No,
you just move your
they do
thumbstick
it
to
all
go up
for
and
you.
down at that
But
point.
it's crucial, because you might have a situation where you're going to come in on one side of a wall and there's 3 different entry points. You can have all your enforcers go into a different, you're all going into the same area, but different windows. So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, they've really, really outdone it with like taking gameplay elements from past shooters that people love, like Counter-Strike and Rainbow Six, but also bringing their own unique touch to it and really optimizing it for VR.
Oh, you know what I can't wait for?
What's that?
So what I'm really anxiously waiting to see is how long it's going to take before we start seeing like tournaments being laid out.
Well,
because it's designed by structure for tournament play.
Well, here's the thing: you go on to the main menu, and where you see like settings, create a lobby, practice, whatever. There's a coming soon for a competitive mode. So you see, they're teasing you with it. They're like,
something.
and you had said this even on Monday Morning News, and I agree with it 100%. This game is designed for tournament play, for league play. You get that vibe from it right away.
There'll be money to be made playing this game.
And
unless something really terrible happens in between then. But it's just, I don't know. They've set up the perfect storm to create far more than just playing, 5-on-5 online.
Yeah, well, like I said, so it's a each game is 12 rounds at the max. If somebody wins more than 6 rounds, it's over right away. If you
if you sweep the other team,
there's no point in doing those last
Or get
5 if
swept.
you're 7, as happened to us as well. So it's up to 12 rounds per game, and each round is 2 minutes. So it's like it's very short timed. It's fast paced.
Shit, it can end 10 seconds after the round starts.
Yeah, or it could go the full 2 minutes. We've seen both.
Well, I'll tell you right now, we dealt with some undesirable people on the other team who I guess bully would be toxic bullies.
Just toxic teenagers.
Toxic teenagers. Well, probably our age too, right?
There's a chance. I hope not, but there's a chance.
So I just took this
I'll never say no.
of screw it. I'm not gonna engage in what they were doing and behave the way they were doing. So I think I told you before the round starts, I'm just gonna stay outside. As when we were enforcers, I'm just gonna try to annoy them.
I'm just gonna troll them one time. Yeah, why not?
Oh yeah, and they were running outside looking for me too.
Well, yeah, they were toxic. That's the only reason we did it. For the most part, we've had really fun times, and this is like the ultimate Discord game to play with, like a 5v5 of people And what's cool is anybody who's, example, let's say it's just me and you on one team, and 1 or 2 other guys on the other team. It's not 2v2. It's still 5v5, and there's just bots that take the empty roles.
They fill in. They keep it 5v5,
and the bots aren't bad. They're not great. Obviously, a competent player is much better, but they're also better than a terrible player who doesn't know how to play.
Well, I think out of the 5, there's at least 2 that are pretty easy to kill, right? And then there's always a couple that seem to you come around the corner and they'll just shoot you right in the face. So I'm wondering if there is actually difficulty levels to the core 5 that they use.
Yeah, so you can set bot difficulty in the practice mode, but you can't in games with the bots, which I do wish that you could set the difficulties of bots, but it's unknown. So like you said, maybe there's the chance that
it's probably just structured like a real team. If it was thrown, there'd be a couple guys that are going to be really good.
Daniel sucks and Timo is good, whatever
exactly.
it is. So that would be really cool to know that's how it goes. But
that's what it feels like.
The games, they do a great job. Like I said, so you load in, you got that main menu, you go in the first time, they give you, like we said before, that great tutorial. And something that I don't think that we've really spent enough time yet talking about is aesthetically, this game crushes it. Like visually, the graphics of the character models, the environments around you, everything.
Graphics are real good.
Like for being on the quest and having 10 NPCs running around going crazy at all times with interactable environments and breakable things and gunfires and explosions and tripwires and oh my goodness, and there's
grappling hooks
and
grenades and flash grenades.
So it's not just
smoke grenades.
It's one thing for there to be like really high graphics, but you can't interact with anything. There's so much to do in the game, and I haven't really had any frame rate drops or getting booted from the game or glitchiness.
I'm not running a frame rate generator, so I don't know in live time.
But in terms of feeling, it doesn't feel like it.
I don't feel like I've had any lag issues, or I haven't felt like anybody I've played against had an advantage because they had lag issues. I think the only complaint I had is when it first dropped, the popularity was so big it crushed their servers to where we couldn't even start a private server, which is pretty much how you play the damn game. You got to create a server and then
or join some random one, but we always like to create our own. Let's be real.
So just get a game. I'm not looking to join yours. I want to see what it's about, but it was a struggle I remember I was like, damn, dude, if we can't play this, what if it's like this every day? But it seemed to have been fixed the next day.
Yeah, it was one day of issue. And I think one time else you went to go make a server and it said you couldn't, but then it did.
Yeah,
Just
then
like
I
a little.
re-clicked on it again.
It did,
Like,
yeah.
we're in.
It wasn't like the first day where there was no way. It was
And
even
you know what
saying.
it probably was too? I bet you there were more passworded servers that first day than there are now. So it's like everyone was like, oh, let's try it out. We'll password the server, and not knowing you've essentially locked out everybody too. Because we did the same thing though.
That's what we do now is we make a server and start playing against bots, but we just leave it open. And then pretty quickly it usually fills up.
And I will say, when you get the game and you load in your screen name, make sure you spell it correctly, because I unfortunately
did not.
Left out a T.
You're Stratus.
Yeah, I'm like, I got a lisp. I'm so Stratus. And you can't change it. So I was mortified after I hit okay.
It was like the second time playing.
Shit's locked up.
And I just start dying laughing. And you're like, what's up? And I'm like, I don't know how to tell this to you.
Oh, dude. The minute I opened my menu.
And then you just...
it was like staring at me in the face. I'm like, wow, that's weird. Played for 2 days like this. Didn't even notice.
And there is clan tags in the game, too, which further goes...
We have one.
Yeah. RTVR, baby.
We created it. I'm assuming anybody in the whole world could
there's no password protected.
Because I'm not seeing like any connection that by having it links you with.
Not yet. Maybe that'll come in like the competitive ranked mode and such, but as of now, no, it's just for purely cosmetic purposes, you could say.
So everybody could have the same clan name. Doesn't mean you're in it.
You know how you know the gameplay in this game is so good? There's no cosmetics to unlock. There's no skills to do. It's literally just run the same thing over and over again, and it's still fun every time.
Yeah, it was a huge repetitive. What's cool about these games, though, is like it makes me want to know every inch of the map.
There's 3 maps.
In the old days, I would say if I can run the map backwards, then I know the map. So that's how I would actually practice with the Counter-Strike maps is run the entire maps. Sometimes we'd even play backwards.
And there's a couple different...
Sing backwards, man.
There's a couple different spawn points for the bombs and stuff, too.
Yeah.
For the bomb site. So it's not like... You know, you can learn all the different spots, but you don't know which spot it's going to be at until that individual round actually starts.
No, but they do clearly represent on the screen A and B through the walls. So even if you're, wicked far away from the freaking bomb site, you know it's on the second floor because you can see the white A and the white B.
No, but I was never big into shooters like this before.
These are my favorite. These are my favorite shooters.
Yeah, it's got me. It's
got
me
CS,
hooked.
but it'll do.
It's got me hooked. Good graphics, really fun gameplay.
Well, quick gameplay too. You don't need 3 hours to play it. This is for what's really going to be interesting. And I already have the sympathy for the player that gets this game 6 months from now. The schooling that they're going to take, because you legit already are having people who play as teams who are going into servers and they're just wiping clean house, and it's only going to get more aggressive, more strategic. People are going to have plays that they run, and I mean, you're going to be new, you're going to come into the game, you're going to jump in, and you're just going to get
a team of 5 working together and trained runs that they've practiced.
We do it all. The best way to the best way to do it is you practice your plays, but you do them in somebody else's private server, and then you go into your tournaments and you've already experimented all weekend. It could be just for one particular play. It doesn't matter. You don't care if you win or lose in a server like that. It's what comes down to game night.
Well, and you can run practice plays. Well, again, they're not the most competent, but there's something to shoot at. You can do it. You can make a private server, password protect it, get your 5 friends, put everybody on the same team, and just run plays against bots too,
Yeah.
So what I found interesting is that there's no melee thing. I remember Counter-Strike had knives.
They gave you knives.
Stuff, but I don't think I've had one situation.
You're not getting that close.
In this one, no.
And sound is crucial. I said it day one when I played it. I'm like, ooh, he or she who owns really good earbuds or a really good, headphone setup is going to dominate in this game. Because unless you crouch, you make noise, period. And if you take one footstep, someone's going to hear it. I mean, these are little things that are actually going to annoy me if we continue to play the game and want to get competitive with it, is like I will lose my brain if somebody walks standing up.
Well, I spend most of my time crouching because of that. I find myself crouching much more if I'm
You move
the
slower,
breachers.
but if you're really trying to make an attack, it's like, dude, why would you like throw a rock and let everyone know where you are?
Yeah, if I'm the breachers, the blue team, I'm always crouching. I find that I'm a little bit more liberal with walking when I'm the. Well, and then that's not true because I'm also more likely to just post up in a corner when I'm yellow team.
I
So
when I'm the revolters,
the revolters, yes,
the revolters, the revolting revolters, I'll run like hell until the minute I hear that first boom of someone breaching the building, and then I listen for the shots and I get a general idea of where they're coming from. I'll run a little bit because I'm running over gunfire, and then once I get close within a room or two of the actual gunfires, when I'll like, okay, now I'm crouching.
Yeah.
So get there quick, but crouch. But yeah, the competitiveness of, I don't know. I hope we keep playing it. I hope we can rustle up a few more folks to continue to play it, and but play it with intent. Play it with 100% of like, nah, dude, we just want to dominate every time we go into the server.
Now the skill cap on this one's huge. What I was going to say before is I think when the ranked mode comes out, the competitive mode, I think having ranking points and having some sort of skill-based matchmaking is going to become very quickly essential in this game.
I don't know if they will.
Well, what I think
I don't know if they are they going to do ranking.
Well, there's the ranked mode, right? When you go in the competitive mode, it's not called ranked mode. It's the.
But how's that going to keep you out of the other maps?
Most people just don't care about those. So what I think will end up happening is all the serious squads will just go into the competitive mode, and if you're new at the game, you just do a private server.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. They got to do something. Well, because think of when Pop 1 did their ranked mode. Very few people were touching the unranked mode. Everybody just cared about ranking.
But some people played the other one.
Yeah, mostly new players.
They'll always be.
I think it'll be the same in that.
This one has the perfect storm for, come on, man.
Esports, because it's watchable too.
Well, no, for getting absolutely annihilated if you aren't already playing the game.
And like you said, with this one, where are people going to be in a month, 2 months?
6 months, yeah.
Yeah, as people keep coordinating, running plays.
See, people are running tournaments for games that the developers aren't running. They're community-based tournaments.
This one has it written all over it.
By design. I would challenge the creation of it without the conversation for that in mind before even making it. Because, I mean, dude, it's a successful genre when done properly. And these, even though, like you had mentioned, you're doing a lot of repetitiveness, but it's never going to be the same twice. Dude, I will run the same damn play every single time.
Oh, if it means I'm winning it.
If it means it's going to win and it's a great plan and it makes sense.
It's still fun to me.
At the end of the day, I got the victory for it. So, to me, that's what it's about. Nothing feels better than sweeping a team.
On the other side, though, because it hadn't really happened to us yet. Last night was the first time it happened to us.
Got our asses kicked.
How bad does that feel? You're just sitting there losing, getting.
You know what, though?
Still fun, but that team was toxic. That's what sucked. That was the only part about it.
Then, I mean, full disclosure, it went from being like a mixed bag to like after the game was over, because we did really good in the first game. And then the second game, they thought it'd be cute to just all switch teams to them. So it was 5 humans versus 2 humans and 3 bots.
Which is just, you're screwed.
How do you think it's going to turn out?
You're screwed.
The same way it would if it was,
Yeah, we got
5 humans on our side.
We got spanked.
So, but their behavior was total bullshit. I mean, I'll say it like it was. Even them bitching about other people that were playing that were being toxic. They were just as toxic, if not worse.
One of them sent me a friend request after.
Yeah, you fuck off. Fuck you.
He's sitting in purgatory. I didn't accept it, deny it.
Yeah, dude, man. I don't know why I didn't think it would happen. Like I guess
this game has teenager written all over it.
Yeah, but Pop 1, their lobbies, we always call it like the perfect amount of toxicity. So I expected that. I didn't expect like Rust meets first person shooter 5 versus,
Yeah.
I just wasn't prepared. Maybe I should have been. No. And it's not a knock to the game or the developer. It's not their freaking fault.
No,
this is a great example of where I think AI moderating certain choice words that will pretty much offend 99% of the population. If you comes out of your pie hole, you're just shit shuts off. See ya. Spend $30 again and say it again. We'll let you do that all day long. Nobody loses in that. But I mean, dude, I'm a grown adult. I mean, I'm fucking 52, and it's like if I'm offended, and I've seen some heinous shit in my life, you know, but it's like, dude, I'm offended. And that's what really sets me off, because I'm like, wow, this isn't like, and don't get it twisted, it wasn't like somebody teabagging, which I think everyone finds the humor in, you know, or shooting your dead body. That's fine. It's
I'll
the
admit,
words,
we did a
man.
Discord meetup and I teabagged somebody.
Yeah, but would everyone laugh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't done with like.
Well, especially the person I teabagged laughed.
Did
That's
you say
what
choice
matters.
words?
That's
that
what
would
matters.
Get your ass kicked in 50 out of 50 states? You
Mhm.
know? No. It's like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
Why is this even happening? Is what my brain was saying.
So, well, kind of to that, you know, this is definitely a game that I want to find like a dedicated 3 people to have with us, and like we have our group of
Which
5.
means you need 10.
Well, I don't mind playing 5 randoms who can be as toxic as they
No.
want.
You need 10 to make 5.
Oh, just in case people fall
Because
out. Not
always
everybody
somebody
said,
can't.
Yeah. That's
dude,
a different
you
story.
work
Yeah,
late
yeah.
occasionally.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I
I'm
get it.
tired, and it's like if you have a core 10,
Yeah, we need the Ruff Talk clan.
then
what
it's
I'm getting
yeah,
at.
then you're golden. And then what you can each do is actually this is brilliant, because you can all go into the same party chat,
Mhm.
even if you're on the opposing team, and you can set up scenarios. So you
Mhm.
can preset a like, all right, we're gonna send 5 guys in this window,
Yeah, how do you react?
and we want you guys there waiting for it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, dude, I'm telling you, running plays. It sounds stupid, but
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Drilling.
and
It's
then
drilling.
everybody has a certain area that they're best at. And this game is unique because it's not like they give you the op or a sniper rifle of any
Mhm.
kind. So you can't have, you're immediately taking away that sniper
That
ability.
long distance, which would be
Hell yeah.
breaking in this game if somebody could sit across and.
Yeah, but from where? There's no.
Well,
if
there's
you're
so many such-
outdoors, you have to go in. And if
Mhm.
you're inside, they're rooms. You're going room to room to
Mhm.
room to room.
Oh man, it's so much fun.
And you'll notice some of the good players right now are using the proper tactics with, like, you know, a pie slice when they're going into a room. They're never
Mhm.
going to walk straight into the room. They're
Mhm.
going to diagonally angle. And even where people are hiding is the counter to somebody behaving like technically a real Fed would come ripping through
Mm-hmm.
a friggin' room. So, dude, it's only been a week.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a week and a couple of days, and this game is
I'm so
already
excited.
yeah,
Makes
it's
me wanna
already
play.
involving.
Makes me want
man.
to play.
So there's so much future. But if they don't do something for the new player that starts next month, man, it's not going to get an overall good rap. It's just going to be that core group of
Mhm.
hardcore people.
Which slowly dwindles over time.
Well, of course, because interests change. So
Mhm.
they need to have some system in place. Right now, I don't personally see it. I see it as you
No.
come in this game next month, it's going to be a lot harder than it is this month, but it's going to be even harder after. So
Mm-hmm.
something, I don't know what. And then how do you keep those people out of other areas? Because I know what it's like. If you're a really good player, you will go seek out some shittier players just to practice. You know, human beings become the NPCs, you know? So we'll see. But for now, holy shit.
It's fun. One time we did some rounds. You're like, hold on, I got to go wipe my head. Which, granted, it was a little hotter that day, but like
Yeah.
you're getting that competitive sweat going.
Oh yeah, dude. I just want to. It brings back that passion I had for competitive, like real tournament league gaming.
What's messed up is this is probably the VR game that when I play, I usually don't mind to lose. I talk about that and walk about mini golf. Like, dude, I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
This is the game that when I play it, I want to win. I can't explain
Yeah,
it.
you want to win with a vengeance.
Dude, I can't explain it. Like, it gets that competitive itch in me so heavily.
I think you and thousands of other people, and I think thousands of more coming soon that are just gonna.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the future of this is gonna go one of two ways. It's either gonna figure a way to ride it out for everybody, or this is gonna be a quick stop for.
Well, how did Counter-Strike do it?
Dude, they fucking the amount. I think 12 million people played Counter-Strike.
So how did they onboard that new player?
Everything was private servers.
That's how this is, right?
Yeah, but you owned your server. So it's like I rented my server. I set the parameters of how I wanted it set up.
A new player joins. How did they get over that hurdle back in the day?
You have to earn it, bro.
That's how it. So that might be how it is for
But there
this
were
one.
so many practice maps too. Well, yes,
And there is
you
a
did have to
practice
earn it.
mode in this game.
Yeah. No, that's you always remember when I say like, oh, if I could build a map, it would be AK versus Cult, or they had pistol maps.
So
but
it
the same
sounds-
shit. People on it was
It
just
sounds like
strictly
that's
for
how it
target.
was back then too.
Yeah, I would say so.
So
Because I remember my first time playing, I didn't know what to do.
Counter-Strike never fixed that issue, and they seem to not have had
No.
any issue growing. So who knows if Breacher's like, kick rocks. That's how this game is.
Yeah,
Triangle
you're
Factory.
actually you're right.
Yeah.
Although, believe it or not, CS was not as toxic.
Yeah. Well,
It was, but it wasn't.
to be honest with you, that group we got yesterday was my first toxic Breachers
Yeah, it
group.
really turned me off, man.
But to be honest with you, that was the first, though. I haven't gotten others, you know?
The first, it's been a week.
I know.
I just already know. But if I can go into it accepting, like, all right, if we don't have 5 people to play with, it's possible that this is what's going to be. And
Well, the reason why it hit you so heavily is because we had only had positive experiences thus far.
that's why I'm saying I didn't prepare for it.
You were like, oh, this is a great adult community.
I'm like, even made jokes in Discord, like, kids can have Among Us. We'll keep breaching.
Yeah, you said it earlier that day.
And then what happens that same day? It's like I get.
But I'll say that was one experience out of how many, for the most part, I'd say percentage-wise.
But here's the thing. So look at it from the eyes of, like, every time you play, it's your first time playing.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what we talked about.
I'm excited. Everyone's been talking about this, and I go in there, and then I personally am singled out and shit talked to at a level that, isn't even funny. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even know what the solution is. That, join at own risk, whatever. But I will promote the AI Modbot, which we've named it Modbot, didn't we? I think it's a great usage for it. And like someone like me, I don't care about it because there's nothing coming out of my mouth in online gaming. Even amongst internal groups that I would ever be like, well, you could get banned for that. It's like, no, if anything, maybe the F-bomb and stuff like that. But so we'll see.
Can you think of anything, though, that we didn't go for the game? So we went over, there's the regular search and destroy mode, which is our love and passion.
Yeah.
There's the deathmatch, team deathmatch, which, practice mode, basically.
Map.
Yeah, but there's team.
That is your practice map.
There is a team deathmatch. Then there is an actual practice mode as well. You can run a private room, with your friend, have just bots if you want. You can open it up to real people. Great graphics, fun shooter, gadgets. I can't think of anything else we missed.
No, the use of gadgets was really,
really fun.
I didn't think I'd dig it because I was like,
No.
well, that's a lot of choices. But I'm like, now I have some go-tos.
Each side has different gadgets. Both sides have.
Oh, it's an even playing field.
Yeah.
If anything, I would say the enforcers have it harder because they have to actually breach in. So you're making sound.
I like the gadgets of the defenders more.
Yeah.
We set up the door or the trip mines, and trip mines are our favorite. We go ham with the trip mines.
Trip mines, and then for
Proximity.
enforcers, the foam for sure.
Breaching foam, well, because there's some great entrances.
And the drone.
I love because there might be 3 floors, and you don't know which floor the bomb's going to be on next round, and sometimes it's on the bottom floor, the middle floor, or right on the top. Well, when it's on the top floor, the very highest, usually you can breach in through the roof.
Yep.
But you have to have breaching foam.
Go jumping in.
And I think that's the most badass entrance. Boom! Because here's the thing: you spray the foam, and then you move away a little bit, and then you press a button on the stick,
Yep.
and it explodes.
Dude, I love it when you'll blow the hatch in the roof, and then like 3 dudes just jump right in the hole. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
That's what I mean. It's just so badass.
Like, oh shit! Like there was one time we actually went in the window, playing with randoms too, of all thing, and all 5 of us went into like a window one after another. Which I don't know if they'd really do it that way, because in hindsight, if someone was there, they'd just mow. But
yeah, you should go in all at once.
How it looked like was pretty intense. I was like, this is crazy, man.
No, there's times where when a team of 5 is operating in unison and operating properly, it looks like a SWAT team.
You feel it too.
Yeah,
because it's just like
it is effortless.
That's the thing. Communication and teamwork is going to win this game every day, all day.
100%. Team sticking together, and again, it looks like somebody breaks open that door, and then all 4 go in. It looks like a SWAT team breaching in, doesn't it?
And I've been on the receiving end of being the terrorist and friggin'
You're hanging out by a window.
I'm near one of the windows that can be broken, which I can tell, but I'm like gambling that out of the 30 different locations to come in, nobody's going to come in this one. This happened like it more than
Launch
once.
day.
And then friggin' the minute the game, okay, the game's on, that freaking window broke open and there's like 3 dudes coming in. 1 dude coming in and 2 dudes shooting at me. What do you think happens? I'm dead in 8 seconds.
Because again, it's easy to die in this one. They could probably hear your footsteps. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Sound, communication, teamwork. I mean, there's ways that you can really take this to, and those teams that are really good that are communicating, they're having so much friggin' fun.
Oh yeah, because it's fun to win in this game. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's so much fun. It feels good.
Yeah.
This game is good.
I would say there's no gimmies unless you're playing with people who've never played. But it doesn't take long to figure out how to play this at all.
No, I'd say after the tutorial, we had it in seconds. Like 1 round, and it was like boom.
And then again, there's 2 different styles people seem to play. I'm gonna play to win and plant the bomb,
or just get
not
kills.
Plant the bomb, defuse the bomb, or keep you from defusing it. Or I'm just gonna go in there and search and try to kill you. But if you're supposed to defuse the bomb,
that's what I'm doing,
dude. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna go. Occasionally I do. I'll be like, I'm gonna go hunt them.
Oh, we did when we were kicking ass the first round yesterday. We started hunting,
but it's like I think that was just because we were doing really good. It's like, let's just go run.
Look, you got 11 kills with no 0, or with no deaths. Might as well.
It is possible. For the most part, every time we've played, I've fared really good in the scoring aspect. Even when we were getting spanked, it wasn't the worst.
No, we still put up a fight. Our level or expectation that we have, is like that we should at least win. We're very competitive with this game.
Oh yeah, dude.
You can feel it.
Take
right
it
away.
Serious. And what's going to be even awesomer, and even though there's 3 maps, I mean, think of how many rooms are involved in all 3 maps. There's usually like 3 floors.
With the potential of the bomb locations.
Man, I'd say probably within a year, you'll probably have a nickname for every room. So if you really played it, you could be like,
yeah,
I'm in the computer room, and your brain will instantly know where that is. And then you'll be like, oh no, I'm in the garage. And
well, even for us, when we're reviewing something else, this will be a very easy game to pop in, do 1 round.
Yeah, you say that.
Yeah, I know. That's
1 round. We'll
so
do 1 round. You do
fun.
1 round and you sweep a team. It's like, all right, dude.
Yeah, I'm still playing.
Still got more time. Sometimes we'll push it too if we win a game till we lose. Even though we could leave on, we've said it. Like, maybe, should we leave on a high note? It's like, nah, dude, let's do it.
Yeah, double or nothing, baby.
Pop 1. So. That was the mentality for that.
So, can't think of anything we missed. Do you want to get into our final thoughts and rating?
Yeah.
I feel like we rambled a little bit longer than I thought we were going to on that.
Oops.
Bad habit. That's why we started the podcast in the first place, I'm
probably biased about the game anyways. And it's just leading to the hype up of it.
And like we always hype up every week, we are on YouTube. We're on all social medias, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, again, YouTube. So go subscribe there, comment. But also, like I always love to push our official podcast Discord and Patreon. You can join a community of Ruff Talk listeners and just people who love VR in general. There's so much good VR discussion, just general off-topic life discussion.
A non-toxic community going on there.
Going back to that point, yes, a very non-toxic community.
Heavily moderated.
We also have an exclusive chat room in that Discord server just for our Patreon supporters. So if you go join our Patreon, we have a couple different tiers available, all currently giving access to the Discord chat. So if you go join there, you can become a member of the exclusive Patreon chat too, which also in our Discord, we do run giveaways, meaning like last week we gave away keys for Demio, and we got plenty of more giveaway keys coming up. So if you go join the Discord, you'll have a chance to win there as long as you follow the steps inside of there. And then also for our Patreon supporters, we do additional giveaways too. So
no way.
And then, we always pick their mind about stuff too. So during these ads, unless you're driving, go check out our Discord, go check out our Patreon, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. This podcast is brought to you by Kiwi Design, the leader in MetaQuest and VR accessories. And now you can deck out your device while supporting the podcast. The MetaQuest 2 is a great headset, but do you ever feel things could be a bit more comfortable? Well, we have the solution for you. With lens protectors, controller grips, face covers, head straps, link cables, headset stands, and more, including my two personal favorites, the top version controller grips with added weight and an extended handle, and the Kiwi upgraded Elite strap. Let's be real, we've all whacked our controller. Don't be the guy messaging Oculus support for your own mistake or waiting weeks for an out-of-stock controller. Visit the link in our show notes to prepare yourself today. After visiting the link in our show notes, make sure to use the promo code Ruff Talk VR at checkout, all one word, to take full advantage of your savings. And make sure to click the link in our show notes so the podcast gets credit and you help support us. Remember, whatever you need, Kiwi has you covered.
This episode of Ruff Talk VR is sponsored by BetterHelp. Virtual reality gaming is amazing, but let's not forget to take care of our mental health in the real world too. BetterHelp is the world's largest online counseling platform, offering professional, affordable, and convenient therapy. Their licensed therapists specialize in everything from depression and anxiety to relationship issues and stress management. So, if you've been struggling to balance your love for MetaQuest VR gaming with life's challenges, BetterHelp is here to support you. They'll match you with the perfect counselor, tailored to your specific needs. And with the convenience of video, phone, or even live chat sessions, you can get the help you need from the comfort of your own home. As a Ruff Talk VR listener, you get a special offer of 10% off your first month of BetterHelp. Just visit betterhelp.com/roughtalkvr. That's betterhelp.com/roughtalkvr and start taking charge of your mental health today. Hey everyone, sorry for the interruption, but we have a special public service announcement. Manscaped now has beard products and now a brand new nose and ear hair trimmer. If you haven't already heard, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming are traveling north of your South Pole with their revolutionary Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Plus, they've now launched the brand new Weed Whacker 2.0, which confirms they have all of your best tools for your hygiene toolbox. Time for you to upgrade your toolbox by going to manscaped.com and using our code RuffTalkVR for 20% off plus free shipping. Gentlemen, meet the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. It is the ultimate package that makes it easier than ever to craft your signature look. It all starts with the Beard Hedger. This thing is an elite beard trimmer. The Beard Hedger is tough on hair but smooth on your face, leading to single stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. This waterproof cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard. So no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. The Pro Kit also comes with 4 dermatologist-tested formulations for your post-trim care. This includes Manscaped's beard shampoo and conditioner, beard oil, and beard balm to moisturize, style, and shimmer your new beard. Plus, the kit has 3 free gifts: a beard brush, a comb, and scissors. With a nice beard, you think your face is perfectly groomed, right? Wrong. You need to keep an eye out for those tough-to-trim ear and nose hairs. The brand new Weed Whacker 2.0 offers improved blades and skin-safe technology with a no-tugging guarantee. It's never been so painless to mind your manholes. Now that you have your face looking great, you must try Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0 for the full body grooming experience. Good news though, the Performance Package 4.0 now comes with the Weed Whacker 2.0 and all of the other below-the-waist grooming products Manscaped is known for. Your significant other will be delighted to see you covering all bases, if you know what I mean. So get 20% off and free shipping with our code RuffTalkVR at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code RuffTalkVR. Always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
And we're back. So do you wanna take the lead on this one? Because I'm uncomfortable with my score.
Okay.
And I'm putting some final thought into
That
one
bad,
category.
Huh? Jeez Louise.
Dude, I'm uncomfortable with it because I don't like to do scores.
I will gladly take the helm on this one. All right. So my biased opinion on a game that I wickedly looked forward to and conceptually was hoping it was what I thought it was, and it's actually a little more than what I thought it was. So overall gameplay, I'm going to give them a 20. I think it's lived up to the hype. I think it's lived up to my own self-created hype, and even things about it I didn't think I'd like, I like. So can't be upset about it. Certainly can't be upset about a game that's the closest thing to Counter-Strike I've seen in VR. So it's a 20. Aesthetics, I kept hearing the graphics for it were really good, or they're going to be really good. And the first time I looked at like I think I looked at you as your character. I was, especially as the enforcer, I was like, holy crap, dude. You look at the face in the helmet, and they crushed it. The sounds obviously are good. I think you're somewhat dependent on being good at the game based on sounds. So I'm going to give him a 20. Some people might argue some of this, but I'll give him a 20.
Oh, people are going to hate mine.
Functionality. I mean, dude, grappling hooks, flash grenades that if you catch eyeball of, you're blind like everyone else. Your whole screen goes white, which I wicked appreciate. Smoke grenades that are thick. So they work, gadgets that legit work, from the proximity sensor that'll, set off an alarm if someone trips it. So you at least know the section they're in, to our favorite, the trip mines, where you walk past it and you're blowing people up. I've gotten kills with it. The shit works. The repelling, I thought if anything would be maybe a little janky, it would be the repelling. And it's like, no, it not only works, but it looks cool when you're watching someone else do it and they breach in through the window with the big swing kick and smash through. The grenades, you have to activate everything, whether it's the exploding foam or the grenades or the incendiary device that they have, which basically would melt everything in the real world. Dude, it all works. It functions perfect. I didn't think it would, being such a new game, and there's always that risk when we review new games that, look, out of fairness, there could be minor bugs here and there, but the team that worked on this absolutely delivered. So 20 on functionality. Replayability, for me personally, I would say for the average person, it's probably a 15, because you'd be like, oh, it's fun, but it is very repetitive. Competitive gamer, it's a friggin' 20. And that's my personalness with it, because it's feeding some desire I haven't had in a long time. Even though we've played competitive shooters, this is the first one to me that has like real long term. Yeah, it's scratching an itch, but has that long term potential for, there's ways that it might get even more fun. Having a Ruff Talk clan and stuff, and actually doing some competitive play with it, even if we're not on a team because we're not good enough. But having the ability to have a team of 5 that'll go compete, I think it's mad cool. Replayability at 20 and value for money. You know what? I got a lot of excitement out of Pop 1. I don't think I've ever said Pop 1 was not worth the money. We've always recognized, I think that was 39 when we got it. I could be wrong, but I'm not going to, for what you're getting with Breachers, and it seems like there's going to be more coming, even though I'll speak just on what they have now. I'm cool with it. $30 for me is money well spent. I could get if someone else was like, come on, man. It's 3 maps. You're doing the same shit over and over. Granted, different strategies and variables could happen, but, $19.99 or maybe $24.99 would be worthy of a 20. But $29.99, yep, I'm giving it a 20. And I do with a smile. So 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, I give it 100.
That's a hard score to argue with or beat. It's like, what category do they do bad in?
I mean, I'll even go on a limb. It's going to win awards.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was going to say,
might not be ours,
but it's going to win awards.
It might be someone else's, but there's no freaking way where we are in 2023 right now. I mean, I don't know of any other shooters coming out. They're competitive shooters. There's so many categories you could use for this.
This game is so freaking militaristic with bursting through the door and just seeing that team of 5 just one.
It's called Breachers, and it lives up to its name.
Wait till the teams start getting in full character where they're, clear, 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 go. Dude, it's going to get intense.
Were we not using hand signals during that one night? Doing the pointing and pointing and then pointing the directions? We've already catered our style to know that, like, less noise is good.
Yeah, if I was the Breachers devs too, I would be doing a giveaway with the Kiwi audio and battery headshot, because I've never seen a game need it more. And
Dude, sound is critical.
I'll take you need sound and battery, because one battery session is not enough for how good this game is.
Not if you want to play it with intent.
And I'll also take your statement and even go a step further and say, again, I don't know about our awards or any, but it'll be somebody's. I'd say that beyond an award candidate, this is going to be a game of the year nominee.
Mhm.
You know, this is going to be a hard multiplayer release to top this year, but I'll get into it. You know, it's hard to disagree with you on really much there. I mean, and just so you can see, you know, I'm just
I saw
showing you
you
my notebook.
sliding your
Yeah, because I was
notebook
like, he's
over,
going to
I'm
think I'm copying him on some things, and I haven't made any edit.
No.
So, gameplay, I got to give them a 20 out of 20. A 5v5 search and destroy. Yeah, there's the team deathmatch, but that's really the game with the gadgets. And oh my God, the gameplay loop is so much fun. There's a reason that the ratings are going up by the minute. There's a reason that it's already top rating. And there's a reason that if you ask every group, you know, hey, what have you all been playing? It's Breachers.
Oh, everywhere, dude.
It's
Sorry.
because, no worries, it's because the gameplay loop is good. This is a category that if I rated them anything less than 20, I think I'd be a pure hater. I mean, they knocked it out of the park. I leave every round wanting to play another. It has that competitive itch. Me personally, I got to review things on how it is for myself. I am freaking hooked. So 20 out of 20 on gameplay. Easy category. And same with aesthetics. This is one of the best games aesthetically that I've experienced, honestly, on the Quest. The character model level is amazing, you know, and the way they do it with, on your view, you have floating hands and everybody else has full body. So what that means is you never really have awkward clipping with your arms from your view, but from everybody else's, it just looks so smooth. The character models are high resolution. The environments are high resolution. Even the shit that you just break and you wouldn't think needs to be good, it looks good. It's graphically one of the best games on the Quest, which I was not expecting from a competitive multiplayer game. Usually you have to tune down those aspects to make things function properly, but even with all the explosions, all the interactability, everything, the game looks good, sounds good, feels good. 20 on aesthetics, easy. And functionality, I said it earlier, I haven't had a single glitch or anything. I didn't get booted once. I that's an easy category. I got nothing to nail them there. Haven't had any issues. So 20 on functionality. Replayability, again, I have to review things for myself. I'm thinking about this game sometimes in my free time. Like, it's so replayable to me. And that's kind of what I said in the beginning with simple. I didn't mean that negatively. By simple, I meant no campaign, no intricate game modes. To me, it's one game mode with 3 maps. That's incredibly simple, but it's fun. And it's replayable, and I want to keep doing another round over and over and over again. So replayability, I'm giving a 20 as well. Look at that. That means that we got one last category. Very rarely do I give perfect scores, so it kind of comes down to the value of the game at $30. I understand what you were saying with, like, I could see if somebody was saying, oh, could, you know, $24.99 or $9, that'd be more fair. You know, $29.99 is the second highest price tier on the Quest store. The most expensive being $40, so it's one of the more expensive games. So, you know, there's times where games have that type of pricing label, and I'm very critical in the value department. But in this case, for $30, if you understand what you're getting going into it, that it's a competitive 5 versus 5 search and destroy shooter, it's worth every penny. In terms of enjoyment, I've gotten so many hours of playtime out of this already, with so much more to come, with only 3 maps, no new content added since release, still that competitive mode just saying coming soon, and I'm hooked. And there's still so much more replayability to it. There's still so much more fun I have, you know, like you said, with leagues and strategy and coordination, the surface hasn't even been scratched yet. So yeah, for me personally, at $29.99, this game is worth every penny. So 20 on value as well. So 20, 20, 20, 20. I'm giving them 100 as well. That's 2 perfect scores from Ruff Talk VR. Look at that.
Nice. That's 20, 20, 20, 20, 20.
Yeah, I skipped 120. No, they got an 80.
They got an 80. I took them off a category. I breached it. Yeah. What do you think of that?
No, dude, this game is gonna be one of the game of the years, and that's impressive to say already in 2020's like release schedule, because we've had some great ones this year, and then out of nowhere, we were hyped for it going in, which sometimes can make you disappointed. You know,
I was conceptually hyped,
and it delivered.
Like, best narrative game of the year right now, probably broadcast. Not for broadcast.
That's the port of the year, in my opinion, too.
Yeah,
But
it's a contender.
But there's other story-based games that have come out that we haven't gotten to yet,
Yeah.
and more to come. You know, we're only a third into the year, so we haven't even. Who
When
knows
you're
what's
dropping
coming?
bombs at the beginning of the year like this, though, man,
Mhm.
it makes it hard. Although, again, because you also know there's going to be that December developer who's like, watch this.
Who knows what's in development, almost ready to launch with the Quest 3,
Yeah,
if anything.
Dude, you know what's going to happen? I mean, it won't, but it would be awesome. Again, I'm going down a road I've been down, but Grand Theft Auto comes out before Christmas, right? With just epic sound quality,
Mm-hmm.
epic gameplay,
Mm-hmm.
a great port.
Mm-hmm.
It could theoretically clean up in a lot of departments.
I also want to say too, and you know, you hear me talk about this a lot. I don't like to give perfect scores
No,
because it's
I
like a
get
game could always be better.
I don't give them out like candy for sure.
No, we'll give 90s.
Mhm.
90s, I'm a little loose
90,
with.
95 is the
85,
equivalent sometimes
85.
of what could be 100.
I agree on like other rating scales.
Yep.
But to me, this is like, wow. This one stood out as a fantastic release. And in our categories, there's nothing I could flag them on. So,
No, I just can't wait to see the team development that starts coming together.
yeah, this is definitely one I want to keep honing in on in that
And you
regard,
know there's
so.
going to be a handful of clans that are like, everyone knows
Mhm.
they're just, those are the
The
most
Bamps.
badass people
Yeah, you
there
don't
is.
mess
Yep.
with those.
Yep.
So, all right. If you want to play some Breachers too, definitely go hop into our Discord. Check out our Patreon.
There's
help
no
us go full-
shortage of people willing to play Breachers.
It's dominating the talk of the town. So,
Oh, and real quick before we wrap up, just in the time it took to record this, it finishes off their ratings at 1099 and 780. So I believe it went up 8 just since the time we recorded.
come on, dude.
Yeah.
The game does not mess around. The game is hot right
Dude,
now.
it's jumping like 8 to 10 an hour.
So go check out the Ruff Talk
Oh,
VR Discord. Go check out the Patreon. Help us go full time. Subscribe, rate us 5 stars on whatever podcast platform you listen on, including YouTube. And we'll be back with you next week. Ciao, ciao.
Take care.